This week on Inside Boulder News, a new state-of-the-art museum breaks ground. Parks and Rec launched their new software system, and we're light on snow but not on optimism. We check in with Eldora to bring you the very latest from the slopes. Welcome to Inside Boulder News, your chance to share your stories, get involved, and keep up to date on all things Boulder. I'm Kristen Scovira. Well, even with the snow showers we saw this week, resorts like Eldora are having to push back their season, but they still have plenty of good news to report.
We're not going to make it for Friday, but we're very optimistic we'll make it for Thanksgiving weekend.
Brent Tregaskis is used to warm weather. Before becoming president and GM at Eldora about 14 months ago, he was overseeing Bear Mountain and Snow Summit in Southern California.
It feels a lot like Big Bear, where I came from. And last year when we were here, we were just getting killed with natural snow and snowmaking. It was terrific. We had just a great start, and this has just been the opposite, the warmest October, November that we've seen in Colorado in quite some time.
But Brent isn't letting a late start get him down. He's already looking forward.
We've been working on a minor expansion plan for many, many years. Finally got approval to do that last October, and working in conjunction with the Forest Service, we were able to cut 3 new runs, which we haven't cut any runs here at Eldora in 20-something years.
New runs, new amenities at the main lodge, and plans to improve existing lifts.
A new high-speed detachable 6-pack, and that lift will go in next summer.
Eldora is under new ownership.
We have a kind of an igloo-shaped thing here that'll be our own thing to do gymnastics, and the kids have a lot more fun in a kind of a non-traditional lesson.
Powder, the same company that owns Copper Mountain, acquired the resort in June and is now dumping money on the operation.
Just to give you an idea, we spent $1.8 million this summer alone in capital improvements. Normal for Eldora is about $600,000, so we're almost tripled what we normally spend.
And that spending very well could pay off, especially for skiers and riders looking to avoid I-70, become reacquainted with the resort they thought they knew.
So we've done quite well because of that, even though we haven't invested millions yet. But there will be more than $10 million spent here in a 3-year period. So we're trying to catch up a little bit, and you'll come and see it this winter, and there'll be a noticeable difference in the services you have experienced in the past. And wait till next year, it's even going to be better.
For more information, visit eldora.com. So you want to take a yoga class or sign your kids up for flag football. Registration and online navigation just got a whole lot easier.
Most people will interact with it as being their online registration or how they interact with their accounts.
It's called Active.net, a new software platform launched by the city's Parks and Recreation Department.
And we decided on Active just because it really offers some great user experience, security, and overall ease.
That's communications specialist Denise White. She says the new system allows users to update their online profiles, attach multiple accounts to a single household, even customize a calendar.
You can search for the activities you want through different sort of filters now, as well as look in real time what classes may be filling up. Is there still availability? Has there been a change from the publication of the catalog?
If you're already in the system, you should get an email that will help you make the transition. If you didn't get an email or you're a new customer, just visit boulderpark/rec.org.
We have winter registration for recreation programs start December 6th. So, that's going to kind of be another test for us, but we're feeling pretty positive about it.
After nearly 3 decades, the Museum of Boulder has a new home.
This has been really 30 years in progress. The museum, which was founded in 1944, moved to the Harbeck House up in University Hill in 1985, the Boulder History Museum did. And almost from that moment forward, there was a realization that the museum needed to expand and serve the community in better ways.
Better ways, like serving the community as an interactive science, history, and children's museum.
Imagine a place where families and friends, or even complete strangers, can come together and build new technology, like a robot or a talking Post-it note.
Bob Yates is a city council member who supported the project from the beginning. He says getting to this point would have been impossible without community support.
We put ballot measure 2A before the voters in November 2014, and almost by a 2-to-1 margin, the voters approved a $4 million investment in the museum. And the museum has matching that with $4 million of its own money. And so this partnership between the taxpayers and the people of Boulder and donors to the museum are creating this brand new Museum of Boulder for the entire community.
Finding a building big enough and affordable took time and about 20 other site tours until they found this building owned by the Masonic Lodge.
And so we sat down with the Masons and we negotiated a deal, and here we are with an 18,000 square foot building built in 1949 at the corner of Broadway and Pine. It couldn't be any better.
The groundbreaking is just the first step. It will take millions more to bring the building to life.
Whether that's a gift of $1,000, $100, or $10, contributions to the museum, investment in the museum, this is the time for the community to come together, put the museum over the goal line, finish the museum, and create the museum that Boulder wants and deserves.
For more information, visit museumofboulder.org. Whether you're biking, driving, or walking, Boulder is committed to complete streets. That means streets that provide the best access for all kinds of vehicles and pedestrians. Now the city wants to hear from you to help develop a vision and design that will improve Canyon Boulevard and State Highway 119 from 9th to 17th Street. An open house and walking tour is scheduled for Thursday, December 1st.
Whether you're walking or bicycling, taking a bus or driving, that you're able to travel along or even across much easier.
Noreen Walsh is a senior transportation planner who says your input is critical.
So we looked at all the conceptual options that we showed in the spring and reviewed them to see which ones best met the goals and objectives, and we've identified 3 for further development. So we'd like to share that information as well as plans for these 3 that are more fully developed.
The walking tours begin at 3:30 and 4 p.m. Participants should meet at the south side of Canyon Boulevard and 11th Street. There will be an open house afterwards from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Boulder Museum of Contemporary Art. If you're unable to attend the meeting, all meeting materials, self-guided walking tour information, and comment forms will be posted online, with a request for feedback by January 3rd. For more information, visit bouldercolorado.gov/transportation/Canyon Boulevard Complete Streets. A part of what makes Boulder the unique community that we are is our thriving startup scene. From the smallest food companies to technology giants like Google, creative companies and innovative ideas live here. But growing a business takes years of hard work and many challenges to navigate. That's where NewCo Boulder comes in.
We can have sessions that have dozens of people, or sessions like this where maybe it's just around a dozen or so.
Sit in on a NewCo session and you'll meet the people behind Boulder's best brands.
The really nice thing about NewCo is it allows for a very authentic conversation with the founders, the executives, the visionaries behind a lot of the brands and businesses we know.
Tim O'Shea produces the NewCo Boulder Festival, an event that lets anyone explore the companies they may already know and love. Buy a ticket and you'll be able to take a tour, ask questions, and get inspired.
We really do see that that has kind of an inspirational effect on other folks and entrepreneurs that might be taking some of the same risks and exploring the same opportunities as folks like Jamba.
Jamba Dunn is the owner and brew master at the Rowdy Mermaid, a local kombucha brewery.
I had spent a while in high tech and in corporations.
Jom is one of this year's featured speakers. He says even after nearly 3 years in Boulder, he still feels like a startup.
And I wrote all the online content for all their games.
The presentation starts out with the easy questions like, what's kombucha?
Kombucha is a fermented tea drink. It's made by making a sweet tea, and you add yeast and bacteria to that, and the end result is a slightly tart, slightly sour, living probiotic beverage.
But it's not just samples and stickers.
The Smoky Badger is cinnamon, chipotle peppers, and hibiscus flowers.
The hour-long session is an in-depth conversation about business ownership, the unseen risks, the rewards, and what it feels like to finally be on the other side. For more information, visit bdr.newco.co. Thank you so much for watching this week's edition of Inside Boulder News. If you have pictures, news tips, or events you'd like to see featured, we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe.